Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the promo series for the Health and Wellness Event 2026 at Casa, Hacienda. My name is Andy, and today I have the pleasure of welcoming the Serene Health Group there in the house. Part of what we're going to talk about today is the MindSet PrTMS, and I have with me today Carlos, Craig, and Stephanie. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're doing this whole wellness thing. The whole embodiment of it is about financial wellness, physical wellness, personal and business wellness, which then, of course, then takes us into the overall neighborhood and community being well as well. That's a lot of wells. I think the only well we're not talking about is digging wells. So there's a lot of amazing people coming on Saturday the 31st to Casa Sur, and I know you guys have committed your skill set and yourselves to this time as well. Thank you, first and foremost. I would love to spend some time today talking about what kinds of things are you guys known for in this space and what people can come and learn about. What can you talk to them about? And why is it so important that we talk about like the neurology of health and the overall self? Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
It's a lot, but so first of all, let's explain what is it that Serene Health Group does and how is it that you guys are serving the community?
Okay. Well, at Serene, we like the approach of treating a person as a whole. We have our enhancement care management, which supports individuals who are dealing with chronic issues, any chronic diagnosis. We also have our community support, who also helps and individuals who are dealing with housing. My department, behavior health, we provide talk therapy along with any psychological assessment. Going back to supporting the community, we accept Medi-Cal insurance along with commercial, Medicare, and TRICARE.
That's awesome. So how long? I guess how long have you been a fixture in the community? First and foremost, I don't know the amount of years. How long have you guys been around?
So Serene Health has been around now since 2020. So we're going into 6 years. The parent company has been around in the care management for 3 decades. So,
oh, wow.
Not new to the space. We are the largest ECM provider in the state of California, but we're based here in San Diego and innovating care. And like Stephanie said, treating the whole person is our approach.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. I want people to understand like the reach that you have. I know that it might be. I know that sometimes people might say, "Oh, you're just gloating for saying you're the largest ECM. Sorry, did I say it right?
Enhanced care
management. Yeah. But when that's true, it's true. And we're fortunate to have you in our own backyard and have you serving San Diego. So I'm personally grateful for that. So what led you to want to come to the event at Casa Sur on the 31st?
Well, we were personally invited by one of the guest speakers there, Miss Elizabeth Cox. Mm-hmm. We've got a business relationship and a friendship, if you say. My department, MindSet PrTMS, which stands for Personalized Repetitive Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. I know it's a mouthful, but essentially what we're doing is innovating mental health. It's an approach that is non-invasive, non-pharmaceutical, and really helping many individuals with various mental health disorders.
Do you guys find that like there's hesitation for people to come forward and ask for help? And, first of all, let's start there. Do you find that there's still a lot of stigma around this? I've had a lot of other conversations that are kind of around the perimeter of mental health, not necessarily directly the epicenter of mental health as a topic, but I've started to witness and see that people are a little bit more forward about talking about that these days. Do you think that some of that stigma has changed for the better so people can get help?
As far as therapy goes, what I see on people is availability. They tend to put their mental health at the back end, dealing with financial issues, their own physical health, all the way down to housing. And to them, I don't have time to do this. I have other things in my plate. With Serene, for us, we have availability 7 days a week, Sunday to Saturday, and we provide therapy in person, over the phone, and also via telehealth. So, and any individuals coming to us, unfortunately, I don't have the availability. Okay, well, these are your options. Whenever they're ready, we're here for them. Whatever time they want, whatever setting they want, we try to accommodate them. as far as providing that mental health for them. But majority of the time, it's I don't have the time, or it's last on their list, unfortunately.
Yeah. So so the prioritization of it, kind of, I know it might be literally case by case basis, but I will say from my own personal experience, and I'm just meeting you all for the first time. I mean, that the conversation of mental health in the space we live in podcast space, online, social media, there's a lot more people talking about it from a position and posture of go find help where you need it. There is a solution available that maybe you just don't know about. Reach out and ask somebody, even if it's a social media, like DMing somebody or making a comment. I think that for the better, people have become more open to, you know what, maybe I do need to talk to somebody. Maybe I should get this thing checked out, or I don't know what's been going on with me, and I'm at a point where I need to find out what it is, so now I can have a game plan moving forward.
Yeah, and it's also, can I afford it? We take Medi-Cal again, and for the individuals that think that we're not gonna accept it because of their health plan, we do accept it. So we do accept all major Medi-Cal health plans, so that way we can just give it to them, and without any going back to that excuse of financially, time, and stigma also.
Well, so Craig, I need to point out that you're wearing I'll say proudly wearing your Chargers alumni shirt. Quickly tell everybody, when were you with the Chargers, by the way?
1989, last 4 games of the year I got picked up, and then 90, 91, and then through training camp 92. Played with the Redskins before that. I am wearing that, so just that little Super Bowl trinket.
Doug Williams.
That was the one.
No.
My rookie year.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, hit it out of the park, and I learned how to be a pro from all those old hogs, and it was a great time. And
Wow.
it led me to meet these 2 wonderful people in this great organization.
So tell a little bit about that story. How did you get involved with this?
Well, I had been basically everything you just said, and they know this. I made myself invulnerable and unstoppable and unavailable. I was suffering. My life was becoming unmanageable due to my concussions and all the repetitiveness, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I was suffering greatly, but when I went out in public, how you doing? Fake it, just fake it. And that was it. And because I'm invulnerable. I'm a football player. You have that mentality, and you have that warrior mentality. Don't show your weakness. And what was given to me was one of the greatest gifts. I actually was involved with Serene because my life had spiraled financially. We talked about how that can become something. And I was on Medi-Cal, and I still am, and I'm still blessed to have that because it's keeping me in line and active with that. And I finally gave it up, where I was getting the enhanced care management program. One of the best things for me. It's like having my own personal coach and like executive assistant. And thank you to Veronica Ortiz, if you're out there listening, and my lady Jessica. They're awesome. They're perfect for me. And it was a call to action they reminded me of who I was. Like it was such a great personal experience, and I was able to do it in private. So it redeemed at least some of, the, if you will, the ego, but also, in the most humble way, some pride. And I was able to start to rebuild my life. And one of the things that is so great about what Serene does is they offer these things. And my life was in complete disarray. They got the financial stuff. We got you covered. My food and housing. I've been homeless twice, and I lived out of, a storage unit basically. And they helped get me into housing. The food was another key one. Instead of, buying Twinkies, they last forever, but they don't fill you up very often.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. And even with that, I still struggled, and I won't take up the entire half hour, but I think it's important that everybody know that humble yourself and open yourself up to it in a great privacy. They're very discreet, and they're very compassionate, and they don't care who you are, Super Bowl champion or not, and life doesn't discriminate. It'll get anybody and everybody at every time. And they helped me, like Miss Veronica and Jessica right now. I was getting text messenger from 9:15 and 4:45. Take your meds, because I have 4 heart surgeries so far, because I was basically eating and drinking myself to die. And with Stephanie's team, they helped me. And then I come to this aspect, the mindset, if I may continue, if I'm all right here. What occurred was this was the foundation for me. It settled my waters, and the muddy waters settled. And I'm still knee deep in it. But everything that they've said and what you said is exactly true, that if I just stayed the path, I didn't get this way in 1 year or 1 month, and they stuck with me, even though I tried to quit again. And that would just depress me even more. So I got myself a telehealth psychologist because I was isolating, had the curtains nailed to the wall, literally. Thank you, Nick White, for coming by, my Navy SEAL friend. And that was a great asset, and we'll get to him later. But I had an intervention done on me by one of my alumni, and I had the privilege of meeting Mr. Carlos and our CEO, Mr. Oscar, the godfather of my brain. And he came up to me that day, Wes Chandler, Anthony Miller, thank you very much. Bert Grossman, thank you very much. Charlie Joyner, for never forgetting me. And if you're out there and you think you're forgotten, you're not. Just call out and we'll answer. And that's what these people do. When I got there, he said, let me just try to help you. We have this technology that I think will work. We've done it with a few other people. Coupled with this support team, like I had my own team of coaches, which is, it fits. And I answer to that. It's a call to action. And it's been superb. It works for me. Even when I try to resist and I maybe fall back into another way to be that I don't want to be, but I'm comfortable in my uncomfortableness, now I'm not. And now I'm responding. I started October 18th was my first scan, EEG scan. And for the first time in my life, I cried. And I'll probably do it here. I was shown what was going on in my brain. And and I love the NFL and the game, but I went to all these other scans, millions of dollars, and right here, it was in my backyard the whole time. And I'm so blessed to understand that what was happening to me was just, quite frankly, logical and very on a simple form. And I started treatment, and within 2 weeks, I was sleeping, which I'd do 4.5, 5 hours, and I'd have to drink or pill it or just be up. And started getting quality rest. Like everybody knows what it's like to not have a good night's sleep. They have helped me get that. Even when I'm having a bad day, I can call, get my telehealth, and I can talk to the person in the box, and that's okay with me. And some people say, well, that's so impersonal. Well, get over yourself and get into yourself and start supporting yourself and do it for yourself and be selfish with it. It's okay because they love that. These people show up every day, regardless, and they're paid to do it, and they love doing it. And with what I got here, it lit my brain up again. This neuromodulation, I think that's the proper term.
You got it.
It took what was happening with concussive events in the brain, if I may try to get scientific here, and I can actually recite this now. Like the neural impulses happen at a certain speed and rate and clarity and syncopation, timing. Well, sorry, I keep hitting that in sound. That's like a football, I can hit. And you're thrown off, and the natural the brain's natural response to a concussive event, whether it's that, you imagine doing that for 17 years, or this, is to slow down and, whoa, let's get ourselves together here. But then you don't recover. You don't have the time for the brain to naturally recover. And what this does is through a very light impulse, not a very strong one, doesn't go drilling through your head like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I mean, you can sit there. We've sat and had conversations while I'm getting treatment. It sounds like there's a woodpecker because most people say, well, yeah, woodhead. But it really literally sounds like that. And there's no pain.
Just to touch on the technology that Craig's
go ahead.
talking about, what we're doing is introducing a very targeted magnetic field. Again, it's non-invasive, it's non-pharmaceutical. It is FDA cleared, and it is covered by insurance. And like Stephanie said, we have commercial insurances, Medi-Cal, and TRICARE and TriWest to help our veterans as well. It is available here in San Diego, and we're excited to bring it on.
I want you to read so I'm listening to your story. I want you to read what I wrote down here. What's that say?
We have the playbook for wellness.
Playbook for wellness.
Yeah.
Like the correlation between what you're describing from, I know what you do on the field as an NFL player,
Right.
going into game day on Sunday, having a game plan, and then having to modify that plan as the things change along the way.
Yes.
Sounds very much like what you're describing you do with Mindset. And what you're doing at Serene Health Group is you're giving someone like Craig a playbook for success and wellness again. And I love this. So I'm over here off camera like, oh my God, I'm all excited. It's not even going to show on camera, but I'm over here like I'm eating this up because,
Smile.
yeah, but because,
We'll back you
look,
up.
sometimes maybe in our career life, we have a game plan for success, but then our personal life, we don't. Like why is it that we have such a hard time bridging those two things? But also if there is something like, if there's traumatic brain injury or concussions, it's even more so necessary to have a playbook, a rule set to follow, if you will, so that there's measurables along the way so you can see what's working, what's not working, ready to make pivots and adjustments? Who do you have on the sidelines for you?
Yeah.
You probably have your equivalent of an offensive and defensive coach and a head coach,
Looking
right?
at my offensive coordinator right there.
So,
and Desiree, I got to mention Desiree Gill. Sorry.
and I'm not trying to lean too hard into the football analogy. However, I'm hoping that for everyone watching this, it's becoming super clear that there are a lot of parallels when it comes to what you see at a professional level, executed by an athlete with a game plan, to what's also available to you as a person, whether you're an athlete or not, whether you are a pro or not. But if you have identified or need to identify what might be happening in your life and have a game plan to move forward, it sounds like you guys have really nailed that down.
If I could, what you just said, and to speak to what Carlos, I don't want to make it all about concussions, because what comes from the concussion is what the depression, the anxiety, and all those sort of displaying symptoms that are coming from that. That's what we can serve if you're just down about your life right now. If you, for whatever reason you just don't feel your natural upbeat self, come get a look at yourself. Come get a look at this, and it's simple, and it does so much more. I mean, he can speak much more to the autistic spectrum.
Right. So just like Craig spoke about, what we're looking at and the way we address mental health is brain health. We're looking at the root cause of these conditions or symptoms, and at the root, what we can see is a brainwave disruption, whether it's a traumatic brain injury, physical injury, whether it's psychological, emotional, our brain reacts to that. If you're someone who's living a high stress life, even a high functioning individual can deal with fatigue, deal with mental fog. Our technology allows you to objectively see which areas of the brain are affected. Most importantly, we can modify and restore that brain function, bring in mental clarity, focus, improve sleep, reduction symptoms of, depression, anxiety. We've treated individuals, with ADHD, OCD, and like Craig mentioned, some of our pediatric patients in the autism spectrum. Again, any brain-related element is what this technology is available for.
I also can see and appreciate the attentiveness to the human aspect of this, the human element, the personalization of not only the plan, but also having someone to talk to, not just a page to flip to. If this, then go do that. Like, I understand that mechanically, sometimes those things they need to be there and ready at our fingertips when we need help with something that maybe we aren't reaching out to somebody for. But also, I can clearly see that you guys have provided the resources for someone to be on the other end when there's need as well.
Sustainability is what they give you the opportunity to do for yourself, so you can be free to fly.
Yeah,
and then come back in for the tune-ups if you're overwhelmed with work and you're stressed out. And like I said, the team over here, it's just like having my position coach, the offensive coordinator. It's an amazing opportunity to at least explore and understand, because most people won't decide or choose powerfully because they're uninformed or they're not sure. And these people will give you clarity and the accurate, up-to-date, state-of-the-art information with innovation and education, and not make a move and let you choose powerfully. That's what's available to people here, and they got to know about this.
Dude, Craig, you're like a walking soundbite machine.
I think it's the coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know as an NFL player, you got to do a little PR here and then, but man, you're like a walking billboard. This is
my, they've given me this back. I didn't have this several years ago. I didn't have the courage to speak, even if I could, and I didn't have the ability. But through Serene and getting me telehealth with a psychologist, and I just would have to practice. I started practicing again, so that if everything came of this, and that's all that Mr. Oscar Sr., the godfather of my brain, asked. He said, "Hey, would you be willing to, meet up with our people and go out and share your story to make sure others can have the same opportunity?" 100%. They're great people, great organization with a great mission.
I got to tell you guys, this is such an honor to have you here to talk about this. I did not know all of this about you, of course.
I'm pretty good at playing hide and go seek.
I'm saying I'm so grateful that you are willing to share those vulnerabilities. It's the same thing I was talking about. Some people, they've just been like, oh no, I got to put my face on. I got to go pretend to be this person. I got to be, but that real person that you are, that's like showing up right now. I'm so glad I'm meeting you right now in life. This is awesome. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad that you have support around you and that you guys are, this is just one example. I know there's a lot of other people who are benefiting from this. This is that type of energy I was telling you guys before we shot. Like, this is that kind of energy that happens at Casa Hacienda, is like this kind of thing. People that have these things, these efforts they're making in the community that are making and impacting a real, true, tangible, legitimate change. Not trying to say there's all this great change happening and it's kind of like a little bit. Like it's actually great because it is great. And that congruency, I think, really matters this day and age, especially when you find a lot of bull crap online.
Lots of pseudoscience.
A lot of pseudoscience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Armchair quarterbacking. I mean, I'm really good at that. Armchair. He should have done this instead. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah, the proof's in the pudding here. Look, I'll bring some of my alumni guys. They'll be like, he's unrecognizable.
Wow.
He's remotely remember back in 90 and 2000. That's the beauty of this thing. And
that's amazing.
We've had one of our site supervisor, Desiree, went to an alumni Christmas 2 years ago, 2 Decembers, and she experienced it. And she looked at me. She's like, "You really are screwed up, huh?" And she was like, I didn't have any idea. And quite frankly, neither did I.
Wow.
And so you may not even be aware. And that's what you can get from this group and this team. And the beauty of it is you will see the results. You will be the results. So it's who you're being now and what your potential is, man.
Yeah.
The possibility.
Be the results. That's so great. I love that. So I want to talk quickly. I have like two last things. First thing is let's talk about your role at the event on Saturday, January 31st. What are you going to be providing to the attendees that are coming to the event on Saturday the 31st?
We'll start with Stephanie.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So we will be providing information regarding all of our programs with Serene Health. We will be there. I will be there personally, also representing Behavior Health, and any questions that may ask that our participants may have, whether it's health plans, what each of our programs offer, what the flow would be as far as when they sign up with us. We will have those informations for them. We'll also have flyers for them explaining in more details as far as what each program provides, and also a quick serenehealth.com and our phone line also if they want to already apply there on the spot. We will have that for them.
Awesome. That's great. Anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I think going back to our playbook for wellness, like you put it so eloquently, is it's being available to showcase what we're all about. And I think it's the importance of Serene Health's options that we have to the community, whether it's enhanced care management, whether it's community services that they need, community support services, behavioral health services with the therapy side, or an alternative like our MindSet PrTMS. So for those individuals that have gone through therapy, have tried the medications, and are still not finding those results that they're looking for, TMS can be that solution for them.
So I've been doing a whole handful of these kind of pre-interviews to promote the event and also talk to the people that are participating, vendors, panelists, and also corporate sponsors. I am so pleasantly surprised, and I admire the variety of healthcare solutions and options that have been invited to this event. I'm talking about like natural, like food type of solutions. We just had another guest on named Rosalba Bustillos not too long ago, and she was talking about how from her own personal nutritional needs, she created an entire gluten-free bakery here in the South Bay. And she's doing baked goods that, by the way, taste awesome. I got a little preview of what she's going to be bringing on the event. I was like, oh, this is really yummy. And then what you guys are doing as well, like, even though they might seem so unrelated on the surface, the common denominator is everyone's trying to enhance the life of people that live in our community, that live in our towns, that serve our neighborhoods. And I'm so glad that you guys are doing that too. I wanted to ask, and maybe this is kind of flirting on the personal side, but I want to ask you guys what really motivates you. Like when it all comes down, when all the chips have fallen, I want to give each of you a chance to tell you what's motivating you to continue this pursuit in what you're chasing after to help people. Can I do that? And you can each take a turn. Mm-hmm. So let's start with the end. So ladies first again. Yeah. We're going to go by length of hair. We're going to go from that side over to here.
I used to have the hair.
Yeah. So what's driving you so hard to be so passionate about serving people in this way?
It's for us, or for me personally, is just letting people know this is available for you. Regardless of your background, demographic, where you're coming from, it's available for you. If you're looking for behavior health, talk therapy, all the way down to any psychology assessment. If you need support, just getting groceries, to your place, driving you to your appointment with our ECM program, providing you help with rent towards our community support program. It's there, just spreading the news, because before I started with Serene, I had no idea about these programs. I had no idea that this was available for every demographic out there. And that's what I want to continue on in spreading. Is it's available. It's available for you. It's just a matter of asking for that help, signing up, calling us, going onto our website, and just looking at anything that aligns to their needs.
So it sounds like one of your primary motivations is making sure that people who need help actually get that help, and that the life that they can be lived will be lived well.
Correct.
Awesome. That's great. Craig. What's motivating and driving you to be so passionate about this?
Motivating me is what I've experienced personally, and that if I get one person to experience it, what I almost threw away, it's a life worth living. So I'm going to start with one of my alumni brothers, Vince Abbott's going to come down next Monday, by the way, and he's struggling mightily out of Orange County, and we're going to look to see what we can't do for him, and take this up in the sports world, but also to anybody. If you're thinking about throwing it away, give us a shot. You're worth it. We'll make sure you know that. So that's what I'm up to.
Awesome. Thank you. Carlos.
Well, on a personal level, for me, it's, I've had the pleasure of seeing the lives that can be changed by this technology, and our services as a whole for Serene Health Group offers, and spreading awareness, letting people know that these services are available to them, whether, regardless of their social economic situation. We're here, we're in San Diego, and we're available. So education and letting people know that this is there for them.
That's great. Thank you guys so much for doing this and coming in. I know you had to coordinate all these schedules to make this happen. Ours and theirs collectively. I am so pleased and again honored. I don't say that lightly. I'm very honored to meet you guys and have you here. Thank you for coming into our home and bringing wellness into our space as well. I am so encouraged by what you're tangibly doing and even the impact and the stories that I'm seeing happen. Because in my mind, I'm listening to you all and I'm thinking this is just one of the stories, and you're over here talking about if I can just reach one, but if every one is also reaching one, the multiplication factor of that is at such a great scale that I'm just really encouraged, and I'm hopeful for what the future looks like for you guys as well as an organization, and also for I will say now another alumni group you can be part of. You should be the mascot for the Serene Health Group alumni group.
Well, I'm more than happy to. I'd be honored, and I love doing it and showing up for these people, and let them show up for everyone else and accept the invitation, because even if it's just the performance aspect, the performance improvement and enhancement part of it. There's a lot of fun to be had too, because then you can look back and see, wow, I didn't know. Now you know what you didn't know.
That's so great.
Yep.
Well, for everyone who is watching this interview, you're going to be able to find the contact information for Serene Health Group down in the description box below. You'll find the link to their website, as well as the link to register for the event on Saturday, January 31st. If you are watching this and you still have not signed yourself up yet, someone in your household that you know, love, and also trust, and in the business as well, bring someone with you to the event at Casa Hacienda on Saturday, July 31st. The link is in the description box below. Thank you all for being here once again and sharing your own story and what your business endeavors are. And I certainly appreciate the honesty and the candor for which that shaped our conversation today. So, Stephanie, thank you for being here. Craig, thank you for being here. Carlos, thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you guys be a part of this event with us. Thank you for coming to the set. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday, January 31st.
Ready, break.
That's right.